Are you my friend? Are you my friend? Are you my friend? This camera's rolling.
Perfect.
Hey, we cut and edit everything, so.
Okay, great.
What do you normally do for fun with your friends?
I like to go out and about a fair bit. Depends on the season. I do tend to get cold easily, so I've saved my beach trips for the summer. But I do go to classical concerts pretty frequently.
When I was in college, I did an honors music to listening class.
Ooh.
And we were mandated to go to the different classical things. That was my only real period of time where I felt it worthwhile to go to those things. Like, I don't go to them freely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I was able to appreciate it in that moment.
I guess I'd love to hear about just, other memorable, experiences or, times of your life.
After my second year of teaching,
Yeah.
I felt like, I can do a lot.
Yeah.
But that I'm not being fully appreciated here. So I made the decision I really wanted to do music, and you have to do that when you're younger.
Okay.
So I released my first music video, which was called Scream. And it actually did really well.
Okay.
Like, it was before the time where you can advertise on YouTube, so something had to kind of be good to take off. And
Yeah.
it just took off. And I had my friends telling me they heard the song, and I never shared it with them.
Yeah.
And I was a teacher at the time, so the students all knew.
Oh.
And I had invitations from clubs and bars to play at their venues, but I was too shy and I didn't feel comfortable, and I wasn't a great singer yet. Like, the song was good, the idea was there, but I wasn't ready. And one lesson I learned is, if you don't do something when you're given the opportunity, you might not get the opportunity again.
Yeah.
So there's a lesson to teach someone. I would say that, like, when you get the opportunity to do something amazing, do it. Most of my friends, they've been quite like 100 IQ, which almost sounds absurd when you think about what 100 IQ is, because it should be normal.
Okay.
But that's also kind of low.
Okay, I've definitely heard of the IQ, but I have never been entirely sure where...
How it works and what the range is?
Well, no, in terms of how it relates to, practical intelligence per se, because without sort of, more concrete real-life evidence of maybe what interactions with different IQ people would look like, it feels kind of reductive to I don't know,
say that IQ even matters?
Yeah.
So the one thing you can learn about IQ is relatively how quickly you can pick up and learn from a pattern of events. And people with higher IQs pick it up really fast. They see a pattern, they get it. People with lower IQs, you have to show them the pattern again and again, and even then they don't get it.
Yeah.
And I can see the difference, because as a teacher, I can tell which of my students are a little higher IQ and which aren't. And there's other variables that come into play, your willingness to attend to something, and then whether or not it interests you, which plays a lot into whether or not you'll attend to it.
Exactly.
Because you can have someone that's a little lower IQ, but they love this subject.
Yeah, so they're willing
suddenly
to
they
dedicate
do really well. So I took AP classes, and about 95% of the classes switched.
Yeah, that's what I felt when I moved here too. And I came from Philly, which is like
West Philly?
Well,
I don't know if Philly is different.
So where I grew up, I was the Jewish minority.
Yeah.
And then when I moved here, when the homeroom teacher started reading off everyone's names, I was like, this is sick.
All the last
all Jewish. Persian Jews too, which I didn't even know were like a thing.
Yeah.
And it was just a different type of diversity that I didn't know about really.
When I was in middle school, I was looking for Jewish people to have yarmulkes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they don't have yarmulkes. There's no Jews here. My sister would always tell me, oh, you know, when you get to middle and high school, you're going to meet all the Jewish kids. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then one day the teacher asked, just a show of hands, raise your hand if you're Jewish. And the whole class raised their hands. I go, that's why they're not talking. Like the Jewish kids, I once was becoming good friends with this one Jewish kid, and he said, like, my mom said I can't be your friend because you're not, like, Jewish.
What a horrible thing for one, a child to say to another child, and two, he probably learned that from, do you learn that from your parents?
Yeah, I mean, his mom told him to tell him that.
Well, okay, you could bleep this out, but what a dumb thing.
I mean, it was like damaging for me as a child.
Yeah.
He and I were really close.
But
Like,
you know,
we were both very smart at math and everything. We'd hang out all the time, and it was like we were gonna hang out in person, and that's when he found out his mom's like, you can't.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, like, you never forget that.
You don't. My sister's very strict.
Yeah.
No electricity, no phone. Everything goes off at Friday.
I like to think of it more as a family time than as a thing.
Yeah, a religious thing. Yeah. I mean, I can understand why it could be a good thing. Like, we had a hurricane, and we lost electricity, but I had a really good time with my family that week.
Yeah, it's like hurricane.
Yeah, I was like, why don't we do this more often?
You can't. It's called Sabbath sky.
I know, but my parents don't understand what that is.
Started trying to rock climb, but I'm afraid of heights.
I'm afraid of heights too.
I've been doing it.
Have you been to Whitney Canyon Falls?
No.
It's beautiful. It's by Santa Clarita, a little out of your way.
So that way.
Wherever Santa Clarita. Yeah, somewhere over there. But it has a waterfall, which should still be going pretty good right now to the snow melt. And it has some rock climbing, but it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
It's definitely the type of rock climbing you should do in the real world.
I'm totally down for that. Like, so I like for electrician work, I have to
Be up high.
Yeah. And my as soon as I start taking a few steps on the ladder, my legs start going like this. And no matter what, so even if it's like stable or, you know what a catwalk is?
Is it the top part?
Yeah. So like in a theater, when you're, even when it's hard, like my legs still shake.
I understand.
Mhm.
I'm the same way.
And when I'm rock climbing, like my legs start shaking, so I'm trying to get a little better. I guess it's kind of funny to watch.
Yeah. Do you know in Hawaii there's something called the Stairway to Heaven?
Is that like a
It's like a very narrow hike at the peak. And I did it, and it was the worst day of my whole life.
that's something that triggers my anxiety.
Yeah.
Makes my hands sweat like immediately.
Yeah.
And when you're climbing, you don't want your hands to do that.
Yeah.
Finale.
Oh, this is the end.
Yeah.
How does it work?
That's what
You still want to take that? I wonder how exciting I can make mini golf.
Which one?
You go on the edge of the shares.
Where's the ball going? Who's gonna win?
Graphics.